Which character that you've previously played do you hold dearest?
Nathan Drake. It just, it was the first motion capture game that I got to do where I got to just be mostly myself, minus the ability to climb things ridiculously well. Upper body strength is similar.
Which of your roles was most challenging and why?
That was Abby from Last of Us, just because there were so much, just really hard, to be in that over and over and over again, day after day. And we shot that, so we filmed it, and I had to kind of bulk up for that role because one of the characters, in one of the scenes, I was carrying another girl that was 100 pounds, so I had to learn how to carry 100 pounds and walk around with it. But yeah, that was a really emotionally demanding role. And then I think one of the other ones that was demanding in a completely different way was Stray Gods.
Oh yeah,
which was the musical video game that we did just recently.
This is my time to shine.
I was so nervous because so much of the cast was these unfathomably talented Broadway singers, and then me trying to just hold my own amongst it. And it was...
For those who aren't aware, Laura Bailey, an extremely talented singer as well. She won't talk herself up.
I couldn't get a lot of rehearsal time ahead of time, so it was hear the little bit of music and then just sing it. And
That's
just trust
wild.
yourself that you're doing it right.
You did great. I mean, everyone in that production.
Yeah, it was really, really cool.
Only you can decide, lost in a moment, lost in a song.
Snake's heart is most misunderstood. I think that people focus on the fact that he's a tough guy and that he's a professional killer and he does all these things, but what really draws me to him, and I think what subconsciously draws the audience to him, is his inability to turn away from anybody who needs help. So I think that's really the key that makes him quite lovable.
It's beautiful.
How about you? What is misunderstood about your tall, large-boobed vampire?
She's a mom. And so that gives her so much heart and relatability. And it's interesting to see her shift gears halfway through, where no longer is she following Mother Miranda's objective. Instead, she's a grieving mom who is just pursuing revenge on Ethan Winters. So that transition, again, heart. There's a deceptive amount of heart.
You ungrateful, selfish wretch! You come into my house! You lay your filthy man hands on my daughters! And now you even try to steal my property! How dare you!
What is it like to watch another actor take on a role that you had previously played? For example, Laura, watching Caitlin Dever play Abby in The Last of Us season 2.
Yes. It's actually really cool. You know this, anytime you do something and you put it out into the world, it's not solely yours anymore, right? It belongs to everybody. And I also think it's really cool because everything they're doing on the show is it's just slightly different, right? It's not the exact same performance. It's those actors taking it and embodying it themselves and bringing their soul into the performance. Yeah. So I think it's just been really cool. I get to see it as a viewer instead of a partaker.
Yeah. Whenever a character that you have made your own for a while moves on to the next steward, there's a brief moment where you're like, oh no.
No, I know, where you feel
my time's done.
How do I feel about this?
But then to your point, there's an extreme joy in getting to watch what somebody else brings to it and what that kind of new life is. I had a brief stint as Leon Kennedy through Resident Evil games, and it was sad to see him go, but Nick's done such a phenomenal job with the character, and I've been nothing but proud. And so if I've had the opportunity to reach out to people whenever I've taken on their role, or conversely, people have reached out to me and asked, is it okay? And it's first off, that's very respectful, and please go forth, we don't own these characters necessarily. It's always exciting to see what somebody else brings to it in ways that you wouldn't have been able to.
Yeah, I talked to Ashley about it actually. And it was the same thing. It feels like a little bit like you're watching your baby grow up and walk out into the
graduate.
world. Yeah. So you're just holding it to your heart, but also watching it blossom. It's really cool.
Stay safe in college.
Yeah.
Call every now and then.
Yeah, please. Don't forget about me.
When we kill him slowly.
I have this philosophy: the jobs you don't get are just opportunities to get the jobs that you will. There was a job that I really, really wanted. It was a TV job for ITV. And I went and I met the producers, I met the director, I did a full chemistry test, and I was gonna go move to this other country and do this job. I couldn't wait to do it. And then I got the call saying, unfortunately, they've gone in a different direction. But had I got that job, I would never have been available to audition for Clive Rosfield in Final Fantasy 16. And that job has changed my life. I will always think of those 2 months in between me not getting the job for one thing and then getting Clive, and how those small moments and those losses provide opportunities. They are just different doorways to whatever your future's going to be. And that's kind of my philosophical take on failure.
It was me.
I really thought, oh, people are going to take this scene seriously.
So how method did you get for that scene?
I was always naked in the bed.
Yeah, they have to tell you.
Always naked when I recorded it.
Capture this.
I would watch people stream this game thinking, oh, okay, you're getting to this point. I can't wait to see what you make of it. And without fail, no one would talk about the acting in this scene. They just go, Clive's naked.
Very tasteful nudity.
It is very tasteful. You just see a lot of like sexy, sweaty rib.
To be fair, in the Final Fantasy series, not much nudity, not known for it. No. So, you know.
Didn't know you had it in you. It was me. I killed him.
So Astarion's is a high inflected accent. So it's like you start an RP, then you put the high inflection in because you're posh. And then you sort of add the gravelly bit in here.
Add the gravelly bit.
So like a cat purring.
Sort of like a cat
Yeah,
purring.
exactly that. Back of the throat, even though it's at the front of the mouth.
Okay.
So you add this growl and then
Back
the front
of the throat, front
so
of the mouth.
Yeah, exactly. So you start there. And then of course you start looking down on everybody. And then of course you add a little wink.
You suck.
Down. And then you add the little naughtier hello.
Hello.
The idea is to make people deeply uncomfortable with your own sexuality and your own power and your own.
Hello.
That's exactly right. You come a little bit too close. Yeah. And then on top of that, the laugh I stole from an actor called Tom Holtz, who was in Amadeus. So it's an ear-piercing, crowd-stopping, conversation-obliterating laugh that you have to hear. And it gives him a lot of power, I feel. It's also unapologetic. So it's like that. It's very, very high. Yeah, it's like that. It's haughty, it's raucous, it's slightly dirty, and it's unapologetic. Yeah. So it's like, well, that's what you get. It's really fun.
I'm fanning.
Yeah, that's it. There you go. That's it, yeah. So basically goes to the point where you think is socially acceptable and just keep driving past that point. Keep driving past that point. I'll see you later.
What in the sweet hells were you thinking? Activating that lance? I was right there! Gods!
How did you approach different versions of the same character? Ooh, fun. Old Snake, Naked Snake, Naked Snake, Solid Snake.
Solid Snake is a clone of Naked Snake. Old Snake is Solid Snake, but older, and Big Boss is Naked Snake.
That is very confusing.
So my feeling about it is they're not the same man. They have different experiences. They have the same vocal cords because they're clones. When I start the game, I figure out what their situation is, how old they are, how bitter they are, how excited they are to be, at it. Like Naked Snake, it's sort of at the beginning of his career and he's fired up. Solid Snake in his first game is a legend who's retired. He wants to be left alone. And then Old Snake is prematurely aging and he's falling apart as the game goes on.
Still got it.
Still got it. Whew.
If you want something from a person, you need to know when and where to squeeze.
I really like it when people come up to me, like on the tube in London, and say, "You Shadowheart." I really like that because I'm like, yeah. Unless I'm crying, and then that's awful.
Which character that you've previously played do you hold the dearest?
I'm gonna say the museum cop from X-Men, because it's my only.
Wait, is this real? I didn't know this.
Oh yeah, I'm the one. My character is a cop who finds Mystique and she's been stabbed, but she's turned into a security guard. And I come in and I say, "Hey, this one's alive. Let's get him out of here." I love it because he's the idiot who lets Mystique go free at the end of the thing. And being that's my only Marvel movie, my power is misidentifying bad mutants.
This can't be happening. Who is he?
Symmetra is very dear to me, not so much because of the success of Overwatch, but because as a little girl, I had Wonder Woman. That was the only female superhero I had that was remotely like me. And I was like, okay, cool. Well, she's a female, she's brunette, That's what I got. And I got to obsess over Wonder Woman. First time I saw the character art, I remember Andrea Toyas and I, over Blizzard, both of us started crying, thinking about the kids and or just people of any age who have never seen themselves represented in that particular way. And it wasn't just Indian women or Indian people, it was people on the spectrum. That multi-layered representation that made a character not just one thing, but the sum of all of the things that they've experienced, that I will always hold her very, very dear to my heart because of that, and because of that connection, and because of that effect that it's had on a lot of people.
I think it's probably going to have to be Jan Dolski from The Alters, because you pour yourself into this character, but I play 11 different alternate timeline versions of this same man, who all have lived different lives and have different worldviews. And so I had to find what part of me am I putting into this character 11 times. So the game kind of became a therapy, like a bit of a therapy. And I spent, over 400 hours for the past couple of years. It's always been there and I've always been working on it.
I know our odds. Maybe it's time to consider the easy way out.
Hey,
Yeah.
we'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I'm taking this with me.
Me too.